Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well. So with the immigration situation getting more and more competitive, it's not very uncommon for us to receive at least maybe 10-15 calls on our office number every single day wherein the people say that, well, I'm looking for an LMIA. Do you provide LMIA and stuff like that? And we also get a lot of cases wherein people say that, well, I have an LMIA and then could you please apply for my work permit, right? So I think the LMIA and the work permit situation on a visitor visa is getting more common than what it used to be at least 1 year back, and will probably be so at least for the next few months or years. And hence, I'm just trying to break down some of the fundamental concepts which relate to the labor market impact assessment and the work permit process, so that before getting into this, you understand what you're getting into and then take the smart decision accordingly. First off, we do not provide an LMIA. Okay, we have no connections with any employer. If you have an LMIA based job offer, we can see, review your profile, and if you fit into the game, we may potentially apply for the work permit. Unless and until we take a complete assessment of the file, I cannot say yes or no on that. So for that, a consultation will always be the first step. But having said that, let's try to understand a couple of concepts which are sort of misunderstood with respect to the LMI and work permit. So when you call anybody and say that I'm looking for an LMIA, do you provide LMIA? No immigration lawyer or a consultant provide an LMIA. The LMIA comes from the ESDC, the Employment and Service Development Canada. The employer for you or for anybody else for that matter applies for the LMIA. It could be a named LMIA, it could be a general LMIA, and should that LMIA be granted as positive or neutral, you as an employee can then apply for your work permit, right? So the LMIA is being granted by by the ESDC, not by the employer. The employer seeks the LMIA, is being granted by ESDC, definitely not by an immigration consultant or lawyer. What an immigration consultant or a lawyer can do is to prepare a proper application, submit that LMIA application for the review of the ESDC. So that's the fundamental concept that I think many people are not aware of and clear of. Number two, you should not ever pay any money to the employer. Any employer who says that, well, I can, if you give me 30,000, 40,000, or whatever $1,000, I will apply for LMIA. Selling job offers in Canada is a criminal offense. You should ideally not pay any money to anybody to get a job offer, like the way it happens anywhere else in the world. Your skill set, if considered to be valuable, you'll be given an interview, and if all goes well, you'll be getting a job offer. That's how it works in everywhere. That's how it should work in Canada. So never ever pay any money to anybody who says that, give me this kind of money, I'll give you a job offer. Why? Then comes the third point, because first of all, regardless of how much money you pay or you do not pay for that matter, LMIA could be refused as well, right? I see a lot and lots of LMIAs getting refused these days because of the poor documentation. Because the ESDC is saying that there are a lot of people in Canada who are unemployed. You could potentially hire them rather than going through the LMIA route. So that is this is becoming even more complicated applications these days. Take care of it, right? And the fourth is, and this is in my opinion one of the most important aspects that people don't understand, receiving a positive LMIA, named LMIA, where your name is mentioned, and having that work permit approved are two very different things. Okay, employer can get you an LMIA from ESTC and Service Canada. Now, this is why I was talking about the ESTC and Service Canada before, because LMIA is granted by ESTC and Service Canada. Your work permit is being approved by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. Okay, so IRCC can very well say, and they do this a lot, that, well, they do not believe that your work permit application is justified. They do not believe that you will leave Canada well within the maximum period authorized for your temporary stay. They also do not believe that you have sufficient employment opportunities back home for which you are getting this job offer here in Canada, right? So the moot point is, getting a refusal on a work permit can be a very common situation even if you have a positive LMIA. So do not ever think that your LMIA is approved, that your work permit will be approved as well. If you are getting into this kind of a situation wherein you are in contact with somebody who you think can give you an LMIA and hence you want to apply for a job offer, review your situation with from anybody you trust to get a holistic understanding of the situation. And in my opinion, always think about plan B and plan C should plan A does not work, because do not ever think that if you're making a good application, your LMIA will be approved or your work permit will be approved. My stress is more on the work permit here, because that's where I see a lot of refusals coming in. And God forbid, do not misrepresent anything in your application. I see a lot of examples, lot of cases wherein people misrepresent their prior education or prior work experience. So just remove some of the work experiences just to make it more relevant. If immigration finds out, you'll be banned for a period of 5 years under Section 40 of the Act for misrepresentation. So do not take those steps. If you need us to assess your situation, the first step and the only step will be to book a paid consultation through the website, right? But before you book the consultation, please keep in mind that we do not provide an LMIA. If you happen to have a valid LMIA, and if we believe that your LMIA could potentially result in a positive work permit, we will then take over your case. But the objective of a consultation is to guide you through the process. If you need our help in understanding any of the legal complications, we'll be more than happy to do that. So the first step, hop into the website nuvonation.ca, book a relevant professional consultation, and I'll be more than happy to have a case specific discussion with you.